Good shit. We gonna switch the pace up here. I got the homeboy Dreg Vega. I'm not sure. I want to say he's from Dayton, maybe not. Dayton, Cincinnati. Make some noise for the homeboy Dreg Vega. He gonna come up here, pull your fucking funny bones, twist them around, and shove them right up your ass. Yeah, something like that. Hey man, much love for making the ride out here to fucking entertain these motherfucking wonderful people. Much love, Doc.
I didn't know how to say your name at first, sorry. I'm really happy that everybody said it. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Let's go!
Fuck, it's bright up here. Man, rappers are so fucking cool. How would you? What's going on, Columbus? We got any juggalos in the house? I'm so sorry, the stereo is being fucking rude. We got any juggalos in the house tonight? It's kind of hard to tell. See, I was at a place in Dayton called Paisanos, and you beat me to it. But yeah, Tri-Tone asked me to come out and tell some jokes, and one time I was like, "Are there any juggalos in the house?" And everybody's like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Shit, I can't tell that joke," which is just a joke. There was no joke. That was the whole joke. That was the thing. And then somebody was like, "Hey man, you can make fun of us. It's cool. Like, we can take it." And I'm like, write some jokes. So I was like, I'm gonna write a joke. But I don't think that I can make fun of you guys. Because I mean, honestly, if we look at each other, there's not a lot. God damn, you're so right. There's not a lot of differences. Okay. It's like, there's cut just a little bit. Okay, so number one, my doodles don't wash off of my face at all. They stay on there forever. Because I'm really smart. And then, sorry, I just hurt my own feelings, my bad. Number two, I'm an actual ex-gang member. I'm so sorry that the FBI did that shit to you guys, making you take all them pictures. That's fucked up. And number three, I have a full understanding of how magnets work. Every time that hits and I don't get beat up, it's a fucking win. So anyways, hi, my name's Dreg Vega. My mom calls me a mistake. I'm just kidding, she actually doesn't call me at all.
Yeah, dude!
I missed my mom. No, it's probably my fault. Because like I said, I'm a totally reformed ex-no-shit arch criminal. I rode in a gang for the better part of 5 years, which sucks, dick. Here's some things. It's you get labeled when you join a gang. That's just like, that's it. But it's like my criminality was very diverse. I was a street pharmacist in my spare time, like my extracurriculars. You know, and it was a little bit more serious than that. They sent the U.S. Marshals after me. It was a whole thing. I was out there selling that cocaine. Now, see, I figure if you just say, like, I used to sell cocaine, that makes you sound like a fucking monster. So if I just, do cocaine. See how cool that sounds? Isn't that good? Isn't that good? But I tell you, it was definitely a time. Juggling, being an avid cocaine dealer and a biker at the same, it's not fun at all because the bikers want to do all your fucking cocaine. And nobody's gonna fucking pay for it. You don't have money, you spend all your money on leather and stuff. And it's fucking terrible. Senator John Kennedy, not to be confused with John F. Kennedy, always liked to throw some shade because sometimes when you take cocaine and you mix it with baking soda, and you do some other stuff, I'm not a chef, I'm just saying, a magical thing happens where you get an item that can crush neighborhoods. It's sinister. It's almost like the government hired a scientist to make it. Wouldn't that be weird? Crazy. But no, John Kennedy says, all you guys out there hating on the police are just a bunch of criminals anyways. So the next time you're in trouble, call a crackhead. Are you giving me permission? Because I've got a lot. No shit. Yeah, the next time that, yes sir, a lot of crack in the back there. That's past tense. past tense. But no, man, so of course I would call a crackhead over a police officer any day of the fucking week. Crackheads are wonderful people. I'm tired of pretending that the police are way worse. Do you think a state highway patrolman is going to come paint your front porch for $25 of that yakety yak? No. And shopping? Forget about it. You don't have to go anywhere. You can call them up and be like, hey man, I need a hydrodynamic spatula with port and starboard attachments. That's a SpongeBob joke. Fuck yeah, cool. Very, very loyal people. You can call them up at 5 a.m. Like, bro, I'm in Arkansas. They're like, bro, I'm halfway there. It is. It's great. But so like time goes by, and they ended up fucking me up. They tried to send the U.S. Marshals after me, which is way fucking worse than like the SWAT team or anything else like that. So it's time to stop, and you realize that you can't just sell cocaine for the rest of your, or I mean, you can't sell cocaine for the rest of your life. So you got to go out and get a job, which kind of sucks. See, I was never a bad guy. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I just don't like waking up at 6 a.m. So that was just kind of cool. Okay, I was gonna say, wow, you guys are early risers. That's crazy.
That's bedtime.
Holy shit. Okay. Please let that catch on. Okay? If you take anything away from this, that Dreg Vega guy, he's the cocaine guy. See, I gotta quit that. I just turned 30 last month. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, everybody, like when you get to your late 20s and like your friends turn 30, they're just like, bro, you gotta watch out when you turn 30, man. Everything quits working. I'm like, fuck you. You're like 2 months older than me. But last week when I was at work, I turned funny and my knee popped. And I'm pretty sure I don't ever have to have sex again. That was peak orgasmic feeling right there. But yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, you gotta get a fucking job, man. So they got these magical places called temp services. And it's you know, it's like you take the paper, and like you get your friend to piss in a cup that doesn't do drugs, and then you give it to him, and then bam, employed. It's really, really good. But I don't know, man, because like I work at a small place, and everybody kind of like does like you're here, you're family. We're family. We're hanging out because we're family because we're working together. And I think that's fucking gross. Because I don't know, it's so hard to hang out with a coworker, especially the ones that give a shit about the job that you're doing. How are you going to go out and blast 12 beers and be like, all right, man, I gotta get up, we gotta go to work tomorrow. And I'm like, what? The night is young. Are you kidding me? Well, yeah, man, we're important. No. Dude, there's nothing I can do. I have no excuse. You can always come up with an excuse not to go to work. You just gotta send it, bro. My mom died like 6 times last year. What the fuck are they gonna do? Man. Speaking of, let's wind it back a little bit. I don't think I was done talking about the police. So, even though I no longer participate like I did in my younger days of tomfoolery, I still have some run-ins, and it sucks every fucking time because I look like this. And I was having a business meeting with some friends of mine. We had a dinner at Olive Garden, and I was coming home, and I got pulled over like 3 minutes from my house. So like I pull over, and it's a state highway patrol guy and a partner. And so they come up to the car, and it's like the usual, like, hey, you know why I pulled you over? It's like, I guess I was speeding or some shit. I don't know. And he was like, yeah, well, okay, let me get your license and all that stuff. Have you ever had a run-in with the law before, bud? And I was like, no. And he goes, are you sure about that? I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm lying, but I'm sure about that. So his partner stays there, he goes back, he runs my shit, and I know you can't see me like that up here, but on my hand, I have ACAB. That's an acronym for something that I truly believe in my heart. So I'm sitting, I'm just kind of cocked out the window like this. I got my hand out, I'm not thinking about it. So the cop, he's one of those 5-finger death punch cops, you know? He's got that one haircut where it's like, bro, you're going to jail. So So he comes up and he's just like, well, I don't know, you're good, man. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing. I was like, I had a business meeting with my friends. I went to Olive Garden and I came home and now we're here. And he was like, oh, Olive Garden, I like it. You said your business meeting, what kind of business are you in? And I'm like, I'm a stand-up comedian. And he goes, really? I was like, that's what they tell me. And so he goes, all right, man, all right. And then he said my favorite fucking thing that everybody does when you say you're a comedian. They're like, oh, tell me a joke. And it's like, fuck you, come to a show. Because nobody ever laughs. Nobody ever laughs. If I sat here and told you one of my jokes, you'd think I was an idiot. So he's like, well, all right, man, all right. Well, I got a question, though. What's that tattooed on your hand right there? What's that stand for? All cats are buddies? Stupid fucking joke, but his partner's like, ooh, and walks away. And I'm like, one down. Okay. So we're talking a little bit more, and he's like, so how long you been doing comedy? We're back and forth and back and forth. Who fucking cares? So he finally gives me my shit, and I'm like, okay, time to get out of here. He goes, I got one more question. I was like, what's up? And he goes, why'd you get all that shit on your face? And I was like, that shit on my face. Well, I guess if I'm being honest with myself, my parents really didn't hug me that much, so. And this motherfucker laughed so hard in my face. All right, man, you have a good night. My parents didn't. I like it. Well, at least I still have the breadsticks. Oh. I don't know, man. I think that would be like super fucking whack if like we got any parents out here tonight. We got any kiddos. I'm so sorry. That was just. It is so cool that you guys are able to stay up past 8 o'clock. That's badass. But I don't think like as a parent, like I think it'd be like super shitty to like have a cop for a kid. Because, you know, it's like now we live in a day and age, like people are being themselves, and everything's like widely more accepted. It's really good. Parents are doing a great job out there, right? Yay, parents. So let's just go through a little scenario real quick. So, you know, you're driving to pick up the kiddo, long day at work, you got to get them from school or whatever, you know, and you pop up and the kid's like, hey, dad, or mom, whatever you are. And it's like, how was school, kiddo? And they're like, well, lately I've been feeling kind of weird. Been feeling weird? What's the matter? Well, I just don't feel like the other boys or girls. You know? I've been having weird feelings, and in your head you're like, oh shit. This is it. Well, I'm their parent, so I'm gonna love them and support them no matter what. I don't care what they say. So what's the problem? Well, the other day at recess, I saw this kid throw his lunch away and his milk carton hit the ground. I had the sudden urge just come over and fucking bother him about it and be a dick and try and charge him fucking money even though it's none of my fucking business ever. And I'm just like, look, what is it? What's going on with you? Dad, I joined the police academy today. What the fuck? What are you oh my god, what am I, the police academy? I'm never going to be able to go to the bowling alley with the boys again. You're never going to let me live this shit down. And what am I going to tell your grandmother? I can't fucking believe this. Dad, Blue Lives Matter. Ew, get the fuck out of my car. It's bad, man, it's bad. I don't like them very much. That kind of went how it was supposed to go. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. What the fuck? Oh yeah, okay, see, side effect. So I've been smoking a lot of weed lately. Yeah. Because, or mostly whenever the plug's awake. It's like because I used to live in a little town called New Richmond, Ohio. I don't know if y'all heard of it. It's like a one-horse town, and then the horse fucking left forever ago. And so there's like 2 weed dealers in the whole fucking town. And I'm just like, dude, I don't want to follow you on Snapchat. I'll call you, you give me the drugs, see you next week. And then they'll tell you on Monday, like, oh yeah, bro, you come by, dude, I got pounds, dog. I got pounds. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, you call me. Great. So I call him on Tuesday, and I'm like, hey man, can I get an eighth because I'm a normal fucking person? And he's like, dude, I'm out. It's dry around here, dog. I'm like, who are you selling for? A fucking temp service? But now I've moved. I'm back in Cincinnati. And so I can get drugs now, and it's nice. So I've been smoking weed because I've been drinking myself to sleep for the better part about 9 years. And when I say 9 years, I mean 365 days times 9. Okay? And now I'm 30 and shit, and I'm starting to feel some effects. My check engine light's coming on, okay? Things hurt. So I'm like, I guess I can't really do that. Gonna have to hang that up. I decided, because I've been having some chest pains, you know what I mean? I decided to call a doctor because now you can just meet them on the phone. You ain't gotta fucking go nowhere. So I'm just like, hey, here's my problem. I'm having chest pains, man. I don't feel good. It's like every day. And he's just like, okay, all right, well, you're just 30, so it's a little too, you don't have to worry about heart attacks yet, I don't think. What I think you're suffering from is a thing called angina. And I'm like, did you just call me a pussy, dude? Look, I called you for help, not to get my feelings hurt. Shit. But the weed's been helping, man. It makes me feel better. I don't want to drink and shit, so it's really nice. But there are some side effects that are kind of negative, not to me, probably just to everybody else. It's showed me how much of a fucking asshole I am. It's terrible. For instance, I found out I cannot stand when I'm sitting at a restaurant trying to enjoy my meal that I worked for, and I hear a little tiny baby start screaming and the parents don't do any fucking thing about it. And I'm like, why do I have to sit here for 20 minutes and listen to your crotch goblin shrill while I'm trying to enjoy my meatloaf? Because one day, some odd 9 months ago, a cheap date and a good shot matched on Tinder. That's not my fault. Really, really bad. Really bad. Sorry, that's that side effect again. Oh yeah, so grocery stores, also not good for me. Not good. I know I'm Jerry Seinfeld right now. What's the deal with the grocery store? Nah, man. So it's like I was in the grocery store and it's like I have a superpower. I don't know if y'all got superpowers, but I definitely have one. It's I can show up to the grocery when everybody fucking else does. And everybody likes to get in my way and shit. And so one day I ended up crossing paths with this old man who decided to start running his mouth to me, talking about you millennials and Gen Zers are disrespectful. You shop like you drive. And I'm like, hold the fuck on, player. Are you trying to compare the road to the grocery store? Because that's why you don't have your license anymore. Sure, I'm rude and I'll tell you what I think, but you're slow and you know, well, the only thing you're good for is crying and complaining. The only thing you're good for is your medicine cabinet, but we'll get to that later. I feel that I had some good points. But unfortunately, no matter how right you are, you're never going to be right enough to win an argument with an old man in a wheelchair that you absolutely just fucking bodied in the middle of God and everybody in this store. That's a true story. I did. Okay, so you guys seem kind of cool, so I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Felt super good to hit that motherfucker with my shopping cart. This is for the housing market. So also I figured out that I'm probably going to die alone. Which sucks. Yeah, whatever. I don't think that's because, you know, I used to be cool in my 20s with face tattoos. Now I'm in my 30s and I have face tattoos, so that's a thing. But I don't think that's it. I just think that the girl doesn't necessarily care about my face. She just doesn't want to like waste the effort if things get serious and try to explain to her parents that I'm not going to steal all their shit if they invite us over for dinner. My man right there, thank you very much. So look, man, I don't usually like go on dates and shit like that. I'm not very outgoing, you know, whatever, and I don't do Tinder. I'm afraid of the internet. But one night I found myself at a bar, and I decided, let's throw caution to the wind and try and get loose. Let's get out there. Let's meet some people, okay? Wrong. This 11 out of 10 walked into the, I don't mean to sound like a pig, but this 11 out of 10 walked into the bar, and she's like that kind of hot where you're like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, I want to kill myself. So I'm just like, what do? We can't go up and talk to her. I'm a bitch. I'm afraid to ask for more napkins at Applebee's. Like, I can't. So I was like, I got it. I'm gonna send her a drink. Real smooth, real classy, gin and tonic. Right over to the table. But as soon as the drink got to the table, she looked straight at me and started walking over. I'm like, oh shit, player, we were not prepared for this. Social interaction. All right, here we go. And she comes up and she goes, hey, I think you're really sweet, but I can't take this because my father was a terrible alcoholic. And so I don't drink. And I'm completely embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I never do this. I'm gonna go hang myself. Thank you. I'm so sorry. And then this man decides to insert himself into my fuck up and goes, yeah, you know, that's why I don't hot rail methamphetamine. Because my mom used to get fucking lit, dude. Every time I see a piece of glass, I just freak out. So I'm like, stop. I got 3 things wrong in my life right now. Number 1, why was that so oddly specific? I feel like that's a very, very specific way to do drugs. Number 2, I didn't send any meth over to this guy's table. And number 3, you don't need a fucking backstory to why you don't smoke meth. Yeah, drugs right. Okay, my name's Dreg Vega, everybody. Thank you. Columbus, I almost said Colorado. Fuck. Good night. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't have to do with the microphone. Fuck.